Hey guys, hope all is well. For the purpose of today's curriculum video, I'm going to be introducing you to IDEA's data-driven coaching conversations. This is a process that takes place at the end of every interim assessment, and it takes place within a week that the assessment is administered. So each conversation results in three key points. The first is the what. What were the successes and gaps in student learning? The second is the why. This allows the teacher and the coach to have conversations about the root causes at the student and teacher level. And then finally, the last piece, which we end with, is the how, or rather, what is the solutions-oriented approach or action plan that we are going to take in order to remediate the most missed objectives. So I'm going to begin first with an overview of coaching at IDEA, and then from there we'll move forward how that connects to the leadership competencies that managers are rated on, and then finally we'll go and do a deep dive of the teacher pre-work that is supposed to be filled and completed and brought to the coaching conversation. So let's get started. The following map represents coaching at IDEA. The staff development cycle can be described as a process in which teachers and leaders grow at IDEA. It could be represented by the following three rounds. In round 1, goal setting, school leaders help teachers define SMART goals. In round 2, both the manager and teacher identify 2 areas of strengths and 2 areas of growth. Finally, in round 3, in the annual performance review, this is an opportunity for managers to discuss the performance of staff members as they relate to big goals that were set in the beginning of the year. Round 1 and round 2 are connected by IA Data Conversation 1, and round 2 and round 3 are connected by IA Data Conversation 2. Finally, all 3 rounds are connected by weekly coaching conversations. Students at IDEA are assessed in every grade level and every subject using interim assessments. The first interim assessment usually takes place in the beginning of October, the second in the beginning of December, and the third in the beginning of March. Once results are collected, teachers are required to submit a data conversation teacher pre-work plan. This plan is available in soft copy, which allows teachers to edit freely and submit electronically to their manager for feedback and review. The first portion of the action plan is an item analysis. Teachers are required to celebrate successes and analyze gaps and causes in student learning. In the first portion, teachers identify the objective and the percent mastery of the most successful objectives. Then they answer the following questions. Which student actions and teacher actions caused this success? What lessons from this objective could you apply to non-master objectives below? In gaps and causes, again, teachers identify the objectives of the most missed questions and the percent mastery. These questions are slightly different. What student misunderstandings are revealed in the data? And what teacher and student actions cause these misunderstandings? The next step of the data conversation is the action plan. Here, teachers are required to outline the objectives that need to be retaught and reassessed, in addition to where and how in their lesson they will reteach. And finally, at the end, under individual students, teachers identify their most struggling students, the percentage on which they scored in the assessment, their areas of need, root causes, and next steps and timeline for each student. The following again is the action plan of my Algebra 2 teacher and her teacher pre-work. Together we determine the objectives that she will respiral, along with where and how she will reteach these areas of growth. During the week of October 6, we identified using the data that a common misunderstanding was parent functions. So using Do Now, she's respiraling the objective into the lessons and culminating in a Friday exit ticket. For the week of the 13th, using the data again, we identified that a common misunderstanding were counterexamples. Very similar to the prior week, we will respiral material into the Do Now and culminate in a Friday exit ticket. Finally, for the third week, students tended to struggle in word problems, so we worked together and identified which questions that we could turn into word problems. So for that week, we specifically focused on allowing students to identify key phrases and key terms and working on them together as a class. During the last section of the action plan, teachers are required to outline most struggling students along with the total percent on their assessment, areas of need, cause, next steps, and timeline. The 2 greatest areas of priority are causes and next steps and timeline. Each teacher is required to provide what teacher actions she will or he will provide in order to boost student achievement. If you see the following, these range from individualized attention in class to new seating arrangement to mandatory tutoring. I've attempted to take this process and as a coach apply it on a weekly basis in my math classrooms. What I've seen is for the teachers who are independently able to run through this process on their own, I've seen them much more effective in their practice. My goal is for all math teachers by the end of the year to operate in the same manner. I know that if this process is able to be implemented on a weekly basis, there is no doubt in my mind that student achievement is going to increase dramatically at our school. I encourage you guys to follow a similar process if you don't already, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Hope you guys are having a great school year, and I'll see everybody in New York. Bye.